Hi everyone, I'm Robin Taylor and I teach journalism and strategic communication here at Troy University. Today I want to talk to you about something that I'm passionate about, which is mobile journalism, and give you some tips and tricks on how you can quickly be mobile journalists. So the first thing is to understand what is mobile journalism. So mobile journalism is exactly what it sounds like. It's journalism on the go. So about 15 years ago, I was invited to be part of a pilot program at the Northwest Florida Daily News where I was working. That was for mobile journalism. Basically, they wanted to see, could journalists leave the office, take just a cell phone, a laptop, things where they could work away from their desk and actually produce content without being in the office. And so that's evolved to a little bit more of what I'm going to show you today. It was very basic back then, but our technology's improved so much that it's very easy for journalists to pick up and go out and storytell. So why with your cell phone, which is what we're going to talk about today. So how many of you look at your phone right before you go to bed at night? Or you look at your phone, it's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. I'm guilty of it too. So if you raise your hand, I am right there with you, along with more than 70% of the population. So research shows that more than 70% of people look at their cell phones within 30 minutes of going to bed and within 30 minutes of waking up before they even get out of bed. So we know that people are on their phones. We actually look at our phone more than 90 times a day. That's crazy when you think about it, right? But think about the things that you do on your phone. You're looking at the weather, you're consuming news, you're scrolling through Facebook and Twitter feeds, which can be a form of news aggregation and news consumption in itself. So it's important for journalists to understand how to be part of the conversation on social media platforms and using their phones, because if we're not there, then that trained, ethical voice of a journalist isn't present during this social media chatter. So we're going to talk about today how you can become part of that conversation by using your cell phone to report. So let's think a little bit first before we get into it about the evolution of how we consume media. Back a long time ago, when the printing press was invented, we were excited. Well, not we weren't alive, but people were excited that they had the opportunity to share news. It was consumed across the globe. Something from England can go to the US and back and forth. It took a little while, but we were reading stories about news events that were happening other places. Then fast forward to radio, where we could actually hear it and be engaged in a different way. Then television, and we could see it, and it became more real to us. And now with social media, we're there live when it happens. And that's what people crave. They don't want to wait until the 10 o'clock news anymore or to pick up the paper in the morning. They want to be able to consume the news as it's happening. And you guys, being trained journalists and using mobile journalism, will be able to do that in a very credible way with the integrity and ethics that I know that you have. So let's talk about some best practices for mobile journalism and how to get started. First things first, you need a cell phone. I'm going to pop mine out of the case so I can show you some gear that you might be interested in. You don't need the gear to get started, though. All you need is a cell phone or a tablet. That's all you need. I'm going to show you some things that you can add on to if you decide that you like this line of journalism, which I hope you do, because it's important for people to know. The Montgomery Advertiser, a publisher, came to visit our students one time and said that he actually hired or he sent a student graduate at that time, I guess, a reporter out that had only graduated 2 weeks earlier in the Selma to Montgomery march to embed her because she understood how to use Facebook Live and Periscope, where some of the seasoned journalists in the newsroom did not. So she got that opportunity because she was trained in the tech, which is what I want you guys to be in and to be able to get those opportunities. So you need a cell phone. It does not matter if it is an Android or an iPhone. Mine's going to be an iPhone, but the only real apps that you would need would be iMovie if you have iPhone, or WeVideo if you have an Android phone. So download iMovie or download WeVideo because you'll want that, and download YouTube, which is absolutely free, along with those other two apps that I mentioned. So go ahead and download YouTube because you need a platform to put your video on. Okay, so we've got our camera, and the first rule of mobile journalism is we turn the camera horizontally and not vertically. Why? Because this is what a TV looks like, right? It's what a computer screen looks like, and we want to maximize our video. We get less video this way than we do this way. And if you ever see some of that amateur video on the news of really cool tornado footage or hurricane footage, a lot of times it has the black lines on the side because the video was shot vertically. So always shoot your video horizontally. So that is thing one, horizontal video. Thing two, stable video. So how do you get stability? Well, I have something called a stabilizer, and they have much fancier versions of this. I got this on Amazon, so it too can be yours. But my cell phone just fits in, it clamps down on it. It's got a little screw, so let me show you. All right, so I have a stabilizer. Helps me not be shaky with my video. If you don't have a stabilizer, think about what this looks like. Any takers? A selfie stick, right? And a selfie stick is something that you can pick up at the dollar bin at Walmart or Target or the Dollar General or Dollar Tree. Grab a selfie stick and put it in your mobile journalism kit. It is a very inexpensive way to get the same effect as a stabilizer. Now, you do want to be careful that the top part of it actually clamps down on your phone pretty well, because your phone is an expensive piece of equipment. So you don't want anything to happen to that phone. I'm going to take the bottom part off of my stabilizer. It just unscrews. And I bought this stabilizer because of that, because I also purchased a tripod. And this one is a little tripod that I can carry with me on the go. I like this one because it has adjustable legs. And it also has a way for you to adjust the top. So if you're on some unequal ground, you can adjust that pretty quickly. But when I unscrew the bottom of my stabilizer, it has an area to screw onto the tripod. So what if you don't have a tripod? It's okay. What do you have? Look at what's around you. Just looking on my desk, I know that I could stack some books and prop up the camera, the cell phone on the books in a creative way. I could use my coffee mug and my Coke bottle and maybe sandwich it in between there. So you can get creative on that kind of stuff. Now, Walmart has some basic tripods that are not very expensive, less than $10. The one that I showed you was about $20 on Amazon, but I like mobile journalism and I practice mobile journalism. So those are the sorts of things that I'm interested in purchasing, but you can get started for very inexpensive or not having that piece of equipment at all, but you do want stable video. So if you can't prop your camera up on something, your cell phone up on something, there's another thing that you can do, which is use your body as a tripod. So you want to use your legs and your core as that tripod. And what you do is just bring your elbows into your body. Why? Because if we're out, and you see this all the time, people shooting like this, or they've got their phones up in the air, eventually you start to get shaky, which is not good. We don't want shaky video. So if you bring your arms into your body, then it provides a support for that phone. I can still see the video. I can still move up and do that. So you can level out your cell phones and cameras that way. The other thing that this is helpful for is if you're in a crowd situation, like in the stands at a football game or a concert, or you're covering a protest and you have your hands out, it's very easy for your phone to be knocked out of your hand, even if it's not on purpose. So pull your phone in, protect that expensive piece of equipment. Okay, so we know the first rule of mobile journalism is shoot horizontally, not vertically. Second rule of mobile journalism is stable video. Third rule of mobile journalism is lighting. So think about your lighting. Even if you are in a place that has lights, it doesn't always look great, because fluorescent lights sometimes wash people out. Sometimes if your maybe doing an interview with a person of color, they might look very dark compared to the bright light. So an easy fix and an inexpensive fix for that is a ring light selfie light. I like this one in particular because I can adjust the output, how bright and not bright it is, and also I can adjust the color temperature. So I can equal out to like a gold or a more white light, and instead of turning it to be a selfie light, you want to turn it the opposite way and light up your subject. So that is a great tool. It works wonders at nighttime if you're trying to interview someone at night. It is handy to have inside because everyone looks better with a little bit of light on them. Another way to do that is to take someone outside, because sunlight, when you can get the right angle, it looks great on everybody and it lights up your subject. So think about lighting. One quick tip about lighting, though, is you never want to put someone in front of a window, like with the window behind, because the person becomes very dark and the window becomes very bright. And so you're backlit and the person is all shadowy and you can't tell. And so don't do that. So we know, first rule, horizontal. Second rule, stable. Third rule, well lit. And the fourth rule is good audio. So how do you get good audio? If you're in a crowd and it's loud, well, I've got a couple of microphones that I have for my cell phone, and they're not very expensive. I'll show them to you. I have this one, and I have to have an adapter because I bought this equipment before I upgraded my cell phone, so I use an adapter, but you could buy one that's just ready to go for your specific cell phone. So I've got a microphone like this that can hang off, get good audio. I can kind of point it the direction that I want it to go. This is called a shotgun mic. It's just one directional like that. It comes with a windscreen that looks like that, so you can use it with or without the windscreen. And then I have a lapel mic too. Lapel mic is the kind that you can just clip on yourself. Works the same way. So I have those mics, but what if you don't have a mic and you don't want to buy one? What comes with your cell phone? Almost all cell phones come with them. Give you a second. Your earbuds, right? So earbuds or headphones have that microphone that allows people to talk while they're listening to their headphones. So you can use that, stick one in your ear and talk, and that's your microphone. You can do that with the people that you're interviewing. You can clip it to their collar, whatever you need to do to get creative, or they can just hold it and talk into it. That's fine too, but that will give you some clear audio whenever it's a crowded area or you're looking for some really clean audio. So that's rule number 4. So we know horizontal video, steady video, stable video, good lighting, and good audio. Another audio tip for you, some other things that I carry in my bag of tricks is pieces of t-shirt material and tape, because you ever take video and you hear and that's all you get and it's really staticky? It's because the wind is blowing into the microphone on your cell phone. So if you take a piece of t-shirt material and wrap it over, it becomes a windscreen for your smartphones, and you're going to get some better natural audio and the wind's not going to blow in there. So that's a good tip. Also, throw in a couple of Ziploc bags. If it's raining, inclement weather, you still want to go out and get some good shots. You can stick your cell phone in the Ziploc bag, pull the Ziploc bag tight around the camera part, and you can still get some good quality video that way. I also carry, because if blurry video is not great either, so I also carry some lens cleaners in my kit, and you can pick these up. I know we haven't had a lot of festivals lately, but if you go to a place that has like the tables and the free pens and pencils and cups, I bet that you're going to find more of these. So I pick these up whenever I go. It's just little pieces of cloth, and I have those in my kit as well. You can try out some lens adapters for your cameras. So they're just a couple of bucks at Walmart. I like to shop in those $1, $2 bins at Walmart and Target because I can find a lot of things to play with. And because they don't cost a lot of money, if it doesn't work, It's not that big of a deal. So how do these lenses work? Well, they just clip on over your camera. So it's a macro lens. Most kits have a macro, a micro, and a fisheye lens. That's kind of how you get that bubble shot on there. So it's things to try. That the lenses are so good that I can actually, you know how when you get your camera close to something, it gets blurry. You can use one of these lenses and I can even get a really great shot of my fingerprint. That's how good it is. So if you think about maybe you're trying to get a tight shot of an ant for some reason, you can use these lenses and get really close and get some good shots without zooming in, because when we zoom, we lose quality. So you're losing quality in your video whenever you zoom in. So everything is better if you can just get the camera, walk it to where you're going. A couple of other finds that might help you out from the Walmart $1, $2 bins is, I picked this up because it's really easy to use. It's just a little disc ring. It was $1. And it has little slots in it that your phone fits into at different angles. So $1, you can pick that up and play with it. This is another good one. It's a little twisty with a cell phone clip on it. So let's say I wanted to do a stand-up, where if you watched any of our other videos about video production or making packages, you might have heard a reporter or someone tell you about the importance of stand-ups and showing people things. Well, say you want to do a stand-up, which is just the reporter on camera explaining something. You could wrap this around a tree limb, wrap it around the fence in a baseball, on a baseball field, around a baseball field. So fun to have, and it was $1 at Walmart. So you can pick up all these things to put in your kit. I like to keep a kit ready to go. And this is the bag that I use. It's water resistant. I like that, so I can go out when it's rainy, or I'm not afraid to get it dirty because I can just wipe it off. So it's got lots of little pockets in it. I also have a little remote for my cell phone that I can take pictures, or I can start the video when I'm away from it. So those are all things that you can put in your kit. Some other things to think about: a battery cell, a portable battery charger. If you're taking lots of video and you're using lots of social media and uploading to YouTube, then it'll drain your battery pretty quickly. So that's another thing you can do. And also, I get a lot of storage on my phone because I know that I like to take video and I like to take pictures, and I do not like to delete things. But I buy that high storage because I know I need it. If you don't have great storage on your phone, they sell these. Let's see if you can get it. It's an expand flash drive that just plugs right into the back of your cell phone, so you can download your videos and photos there and free up space on your phone. So hopefully that gets you thinking about the things that you can do with mobile journalism. It doesn't cost you a lot of money. In fact, if you have a cell phone or a tablet, it doesn't cost you a thing. You can get started today. And just remember that people like to consume news as it's happening, which means that you can go to your ball games at your school, or debate events, speech events, assemblies, anything like that, and you can report live from the area, whatever's going on. You can do this through Facebook Live. Again, flip your camera this way, not this way. You can do that on Facebook. It baffles me why people still go this way on Facebook. So flip your camera. You can go horizontal on Facebook as well. So best practices, it's really good to upload your video to YouTube instead of multiple platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and a website. If you put it on YouTube, it's in one central place, and you can use either the embed code in a website or use the link on social media. So that's best practice. So just before we go, a few tips on shooting your video. A lot of people will go out and they'll just leave their video running once you hit record. I'm going to challenge you not to do that, because you're going to end up with 5 minutes, 10 minutes of video, and then you have to come back and split all your video and edit it together. So the way that professional television journalists do this, and my undergraduate degrees in broadcast journalism, and my first job professionally was working as a television photojournalist in Montgomery. And so I'm telling you, this is how professional journalists shoot. So you're going to shoot about 10 seconds of video, And think about every shot you get being a separate shot. So I might get a wide shot for 10 seconds, and I'm going to cut my camera off. And then I'm going to turn it, I'm going to set up my shot, my second shot for like a medium shot maybe, turn my camera on for 10 seconds, turn it off. Then I'm going to get ready, turn it on, turn it off. So why 10 seconds? Because we get bored after about 3 to 4 seconds of video. So you want to change your shots. We do 10 seconds because inevitably there's going to be a little bit of shake on the front when you hit start, or a little bit of shake on the end. So you want to be able to edit that. But when you edit, when you shoot in clips, you can drag them all in very very easily and quickly, instead of having to sit there with your video and split everything and move everything and then flip it around. 10-second shots are what you need. And then just a tip on time. If you open your YouTube app and upload from YouTube instead of the share button in iMovie or video editor, the share button uploads at a slower rate. So if you save your video, go to YouTube, and then upload, it's going to be much faster for you. So hopefully these tips and tricks get you interested in mobile journalism and you get out and start covering your campuses. We hope to see you back here with us very soon.